Before you move to Hollywood, Florida or Hollandale, Florida, watch this video. This is very important video because I'm talking a lot of bad stuff about Hollywood. Let's start this video right now. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is Komal Acharya. Today's video, we are going to talk about the Hollywood city, not Hollywood, California, but Hollywood, Florida, South Florida. So in 2021, a lot of changes happened in Hollywood, Florida. This is one of my most watched city because I think so a lot of you guys love to listen about Hollywood. So I thought to make this is latest video about Hollywood, South Florida, which talks about the recent problems. What is happening in Hollywood? So let's talk. Number one problem. Right now, it is getting overcrowded. Yes, 2021 has, or even last few years, like last 5-6 years, have developed the Hollywood Hollandale crazily. Even you see the new construction, so many new construction communities or condos are there. Many people are preferring to live in Hollywood because it gives almost similar feel like Miami or Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale and Miami is already overcrowded because it's more like a tourist town. It's very famous among the tourists. So not only the local people, local residents you see, but also you see a lot of tourists coming in and out. And that is why many people like who are really want to live long term, they are not preferring those cities and they are preferring Hollywood or Hollander. And demographically, it's really appealing city. And if you check on this map, it's like each side and it's all vertical. So it's like anywhere, most of the area you live in Hollywood, you will have a very close to beach and at the same time close to like a Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Davie. So all those cities are very close to. Many people are coming here who are virtually working. And in that case also, Hollywood is really great because the airports are very, very close by, like Fort Lauderdale or Miami Airport. You know, the majority of the crowd who are moving is for the lifestyle purpose, especially on the east side Hollywood. West side Hollywood, I feel is like getting a little bit empty now because the west side is, the price point was going very high. At the same time, the houses are very old. And the schools are getting challenges right now. So I'm not saying all of the schools have a challenge, but still like comparatively, it's getting the mixed reviews. So that's another problem in Hollywood. So if you're moving with kids, then probably you should look for some other cities too, especially for the schools. Yeah, Hollywood still, I'm not against for the school zone as in a Hollywood itself, but it's still a little bit of challenging. And the reasons are the crime rate wise, I feel like Hollywood has increased in last few years for the crime rate, and that makes a huge difference, especially the culture in the schools. The drug issues are so many for kids are, those are very important things, right? So make sure you do your research. You are going to move to Hollywood with kids. I mean, if you are young families, maybe not an issue, or if you're senior citizens, yes, definitely not an issue because Hollywood is really, really famous for the lifestyle purpose because it's close to beach and there's so many condo developments in Hollywood and Hollandale that makes it very unique to live there. And the price point wise, it's really awesome. It's not too expensive when you compare to Fort Lauderdale or Miami or some other beach towns. And it has the reason is because it has a lot of inventory, because the condos, if you drive on Ocean Drive, there's so many condos there and so many recreational things you can do. My favorite one is Hollywood Boardwalk. So I live in Coral Springs, but I only go to Hollywood Beach because with family, it's awesome. You can do biking there, you can do jet ski, you can just walk on the Boardwalk and you can have a dinner on a Boardwalk. So I have a couple of videos, while I shoot on a Boardwalk, and it's kind of awesome spot to visit. Even though you're just visiting, make sure you visit a Hollywood beach. And it's not overcrowded beach. So coming back to the point, overcrowded, so many people has attraction because of all those positive things. And I feel comparatively it's kind of getting crazier. And there will be the time, maybe it will be second Miami. So that makes it more crazier. It's called traffic, the traffic, that's what people worried about. Here, the public transportation is very poor. very poor. So if you're coming without car, then good luck. So you have to have a car if you're living here. And let's say you are here for lifestyle purpose and you're on an Ocean Drive, you're living, still it's okay. The stores are not far from, the condos what you see in Ocean Drive. But still, without car, it is really challenging to live in Hollywood. So you see so many people are using private cars. There's no public transportation and so many people are moving there. That makes it more worse, the traffic. Another thing makes it worse, the traffic, is the construction. Hollywood is one of the older town. So city is now putting the money, which is a great thing. One or other things are happening on a road. So you will see a lot of renovations happening, anywhere you go in Hollywood, east or west or central. And that's make it more worse traffic because, you got to be very careful where the constructions are going. Or they even close roads because of the constructions. So that's one of the biggest drawback I feel now it's happening, especially in 2022. Another problem I feel is a very old building. So as I mentioned just now, Hollywood is one of the older town. And the east side got developed the way earlier. Some of the building you will find is like 1940s or 1950s. Majority of them are around 1970 to 1980. So those buildings, now people are getting scared to live because of, one incident happening on Surfside in Miami. And I'm not saying every building has an issue, right? That thing happened was a very unfortunate and it's like tragic incident happened. And I just pray that never ever happens anywhere. So first thing first is the safety. So when you are living in a high rise, especially on the ocean, close to ocean, because there's so much salt access, right? Especially to the structure. On ocean, even though you think that the water is not coming near to there, but still, one or other way, their levels are reducing, that already we know. So that is a big question mark. Sometimes, people get scared, but there is a way around. Of course, you have to do some extra inspection. You have to be very careful when you are buying. As I said, it's not like every building is a problem, and especially after that incident, the cities are very strict. Even you talk about the Miami, Hollywood, Delray, Surfside, even you go further south, it's called Aventura. All of the cities have become very, very strict, especially after that incident. And they are doing extraordinary work. They are finding the properties which has the problems. And, of course, everything goes through the homeowners who are living there. It's a process to approve the budget and it's more expensive. And that's why you will see many buildings, they have a special assessment fees. Or if you have visited here or if you're visiting here, I'll tell you this. Many of the building you will see already things are happening, they are doing some renovations either on a balcony, on a garage area or pool area or near outdoor balcony or inside balcony, lobby area. So anywhere you feel like most of the buildings are going through those things. So when you're buying in condo, one thing you need to understand is number one fees is HOA. It's a homeowner association. That could be visible in ZillowRealtor.com. Another fees is called special assessment fees that may not be visible on those public websites. And it's you have to go more deeper into to find out about those fees. So do not buy anything just looking at online and say, oh my God, it looks so awesome, 400,000, you are an ocean. No, it would not be that attractive. It would be attractive, of course, but it won't be functional because there will be maybe $30,000 special assessment fees it's added in that building because of those work they are projecting or maybe they are doing there. So those things are very, very important to know. So that's why you need to hire a proper professionals who knows those areas. That's very important piece there. Another next piece I will talk about is, the inside properties. So in Hollywood, as I told you, a lot of old properties. So inside also, most of the condos are owned by the people who are living since long time. And some people have maybe renovated and some haven't. That gives you different kinds of price point. That's a good stuff. Like if you're looking to buy something around 300 or 350,000 close to beach, you may have the options. And if you're, if you do not have very higher budget, like normally close to ocean, you definitely, I have seen like something where you can rent it out. Definitely you need around 400,000 to 500,000. So that's kind of common. More lower you go, then you're compromising either fees wise, you must be added more, either taxes are higher, or maybe the property is not kind of at the good location. Those things you need to account for when you are deciding, when you are buying or renting a property. I mean, renting, it doesn't matter because of course it's a temporary, but especially buying a property. One more thing I feel as a little bit of drawback, or I feel like a city is not doing a lot of even though they are spending money in renovating and stuff like that, but still I feel like they should have a little more fun stuff. It's like close to beach, so there are parks there, like a lot of parks are on the ocean side, but it's not as many as getting like how the crowd is, like Hollywood's getting attracted, right? So now Hollywood is slowly getting attracted to even the tourist people too. They're coming, along with the Fort Lauderdale, Miami, it's getting famous among the tourists also. I would say they should put more things on a, especially like something fun stuffs on a beach side, that's kind of make it more city beautiful and people can have more fun while they're living. So that can bring a lot of value. I don't see those like, recreational projects a lot compared to some other cities like, the Fort Lauderdale, they're putting a lot of money there. So one thing is, I wouldn't say a drawback, but it's something, I feel like they should be doing more. So even though Hollywood is way famous, than some of the other beach towns, like, I feel like a central side of the Hollywood is kind of becoming more questionable to live. So west side is still fine, which is close to Davie. But the central side of Hollywood, the crime rate is really increasing bad. So there are so many nice communities there, which is no HOA community. The Hollywood, one of the city, has a lot of communities which are no HOA, which is a great thing. I mean, I hope the city law enforcement do something so that central side of Hollywood become a little bit more better living. Then there is a lot of more options of, living in a good communities, basically. So that's another issue I feel, because there's no HOA. One, of course, as an investor is good, but at the same time, the safety wise, that locations are becoming really, really questionable, because the control from the city law enforcement, I feel, is a little bit less than compared to some other town. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you got a lot of good information about Hollywood. If you want to check out some other videos about Hollywood, which I created earlier, watch those, because those are important. And I'm talking also about some of the good stuff about Hollywood, because this is one unique video where we are talking about, why technically you should not move to Hollywood, but Hollywood is still my favorite. Don't take me wrong, but I hope it gets overcome slowly and we get a better city. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.